All right.
All right, good morning.
Okay,
again,
yes,
let's try this
again.
again.
Here we
All right,
go.
good morning. Happy Sabbath, Feliz Sabado,
Yes.
and Shabbat Shalom. I'm sitting next to Deborah Grove.
Right, one
Since
Grove.
I'm going to get it right this time since
Okay,
you
it's
corrected me.
fine.
But
It's all
it's
good.
good to be back in the seat with you since May 8th.
Yeah.
We get to do this again. Now,
Yeah.
I'm going to say last time we did this, we were actually censored. The FCC came in and
I
shut it down
know,
because of the
right?
comments you were making. You're so unpredictable.
So
So I want to see what happens today. So I'm looking forward to seeing
Yes.
what unfolds today. And if you have the same kind of jokes
Yeah.
when we get to the food pantry
You
discussion.
know what? I already saw that announcement, and unfortunately, it may not work. But we'll see what I can do.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Well, with that, let me toss it over to you, and
Okay.
we'll get rolling, because I know we've lost a little bit of time with some technical difficulties, but we have a talented group of people here that have pulled us through and we're ready to move forward. So
We're gonna
let me toss it over to you and see what you can do.
All right. Okay. So we are going to have a book signing today. It's actually happening right now in the foyer. We have Ernie Pyle and Rob Shepard. They have written a book. It's called 40 Days, Understanding the Heart and Mind of God. So if you'd like a complimentary book, you can go out to the lobby if you're in the church somewhere else and would like a copy, or if you're on the way here, know when you get here, they'll be here in the lobby signing copies of books for free for you guys. So grab one of those.
Okay.
All right.
And next up, let's talk about the
next
YouTube channel.
YouTube.
So obviously, it's really good to go back and look at previous content. You can go back and look at May 8th when Deborah was censored, like I
Okay,
talked
all right,
about.
there you go.
But it actually goes all the way back to 2015. I was finding sermons
Oh.
of your husband that dated back to 2015. So a lot of content. So be sure to check it out. You can go online and register, or click on that so you can register for the YouTube channel. A lot of great content. So we want to make sure people are aware of that. And for people that are en route to the church, they're missing us in this dialogue that's happening, so you can obviously catch it later today if you have some time.
Right.
So with that, let me toss it back to you.
Look, can you all tell Reggie has memorized everything, and I really haven't. So, Arlington Life Online is still available, and a great resource for everybody to know what's going on. If you are in the church database, you should already be receiving it, but if you are not receiving it, you go to arlingtonadventist.com, scroll down to the online resources and hit the subscribe button, and guess what? Then you will be subscribed for that.
And did you happen to see this week what the survey question was? Because this is great. They have every week a survey question. Did
Wet
they ask
versus dry burritos.
burritos? Did they ask you? It doesn't make it all the way to you. It just goes to Tom, right? You don't get it.
No, they don't ask the
Okay.
wives, which is, I'm good with that.
Okay.
You know, like there has to be some, right.
A line of
Perimeter
demarcation.
of, yeah,
I
right,
get
that's
that,
fine.
right.
But I do answer the survey like that Mindy sends out for everybody.
Good,
So I
good.
usually vote that way. So first of all, for some people who may not know the difference between a wet
I was
and
gonna
dry
ask you
burrito.
to, elaborate, yeah.
Yeah, because I only learned coming down here after we moved to Texas. So yeah, basically the wet burrito is the really good one that has all the cheese and sauce and trash on top that you probably shouldn't eat, but makes it amazing.
Or
right?
makes it like an enchilada.
Like an enchilada, yes, but then I guess that's a whole nother thing.
Right.
Corn versus flour, and
Correct.
it's just confusing and semantics of everything. Yeah, so yeah, my vote was the wet burrito, which I prefer because wet sounds gross. Like, you
It
know, when you
does.
think about, I prefer cheesy, saucy burrito. So what's your vote? Wet or
It's dry. Definitely dry. Now, what's your favorite burrito place?
Oh, wow.
I know you're going to say Chipotle, aren't you?
No, I mean, like, well, yeah, I don't have to think about that one because there's so many around here.
There
I
are.
don't know that I have a favorite.
If you haven't
I don't have
tried
a favorite.
Freebirds, that's my old alma mater
Really?
from Texas A&M College Station is where it
Yeah.
started. Great burrito.
Okay, I had one, and maybe it was just the one I was at because we were traveling. But anyway, I trust you.
Okay.
You have to tell me what to order next
All
time.
right. Well, sorry, I got you off track.
No, it's fine. It's fine. No, I was just going to add that you can also, on Arlington Life Online, you can also access the latest issue by pressing the, wait for it, last issue button. That'll get you to the last issue, believe it or not. So, Carter Blood Care.
Carter Blood Care. They're here today. They're going to start, I believe, at 10 o'clock, goes to 10 to 2. You have your opportunity to come down and donate blood. Obviously, they're asking for that. They're in need of blood. The special little gift that we got for you is you have a BOGO ticket to the American Airlines. We wish it was a BOGO to American Airlines. That would be great.
A free flight to Hawaii.
Yeah,
Everybody's
right.
going to be rushing out to the
Nobody would be
donate
here
blood.
right now. Yeah, they would go get the BOGO. So for you, I didn't know until 20 minutes ago what BOGO meant. It is buy one, get one free. See, 21st century lingo. I need to get up on it.
Yeah.
So for the Ranger game, you get one ticket for free if you donate blood today. So great deal. But we don't do that for stuff. We do that to help people out, obviously.
Exactly.
But a great thing to do today that our church brings in Carter Blood Care. So if you're around campus today, hopefully you have a moment to step in and donate some blood.
Yeah. I'm glad you added that because I know a lot of people nowadays, I've had that discussion with people. They expect something when they give something, and sometimes it's good just to give. But there's that little incentive. So, okay, Revive Food Pantry is this week. It's going to be on Wednesday, which will be the 14th of July. So we're still collecting rice, beans, and diapers. Evidently, they got enough wipes.
That's good.
So maybe my censored wipe comment was, yes. My comment was, now I'll say it since Tom's not here to mute me, because that's really what happened.
That's what happened.
That's
I think
really what happened.
Yeah,
He has another story, but I'm going to go with Tom muting me.
He was the FCC. He censored you that day.
He was the FCC.
Yeah, he
right.
was.
And now I want to sing like an Eminem song, if you know that FCC. And you.
Oh,
But anyway,
wow.
that's
really,
fine.
Wow.
We're really.
See, I knew you'd find some nugget today that you could bring to the show.
That's my little secret. Yeah,
Yes.
Eminem is kind of like my jam
I
sometimes.
didn't realize that. Oh, okay. More that you find out about Deborah every week she joins us. Yes. Go ahead.
So, yes, they're still collecting rice, beans, and diapers. And my comment was that, yes, anytime you have rice and beans, you're going to need diapers and wipes. So, on that note, there you go.
Yeah.
Right.
And you said that so calmly. Very nicely done.
You know, it is what it is. So, it's free entertainment, Reggie, right?
That's all we can say. That's right.
That's all you can say.
Right.
Yeah. He's speechless, ladies and gentlemen. Poor Reggie. His pulse is going up. He's starting to sweat a little.
Oh, no, I'm cool, calm, and collected because this is Deborah, and this is what makes her so fun. So this is good stuff.
Yeah, okay, you're too nice. Okay.
So what's next? What would you like for me to talk about?
Revive.
Yes.
Tell us about the food grant.
Yes, so the food grant, it was great that we got awarded. It was a food grant for $2,850.
Very good.
Yeah, see, a random number.
Random number that he did not memorize.
Right. But it's great because it's going to be applied to the food purchase and providing food for our clients that are serviced there at the food pantry. Really great. I didn't even know those existed, but it was through the Adventist Community Service grant is how it was awarded. So I didn't even know that grant existed, but great that we're making really good progress with the food pantry and receiving grants. Not only is it important for your donations that you give on a weekly basis, which is greatly appreciated, but we're also working to get grants to take it and further bless folks here in the community. So really great story there.
Yeah, really good outreach we have there going on.
Absolutely.
So on that note, Revive Restored does not need any more any more clothing donations? Is that good English? Any more clothing donations?
Yes.
At this time, but SWAU, Southwestern Adventist University, is hosting a Success Closet on campus in the Student Center, September 20th through the 23rd. So that sounds like, far away, but it'll be here like when you blink, right? Okay. So the point of the Success Closet is that college students will be provided clothes, and we're also going to look at giving young professionals in the community some clothes that they otherwise wouldn't be able to have. So to kind of dress them up, feel more successful, a little bit goes a long way, right?
Right.
So if you would like to donate, they are asking for new or like new professional clothing. So they have here as examples dress slacks, dress shirts, blouses, blazers, sport coats, suits. So basically nothing that I'm wearing today, no denim. But anything that Reggie's wearing would be a great thing to donate. Like like dress shirt, dress pants.
A blazer, There's always a blazer that you don't wear a lot. Yep.
Right, yep. So on that note.
Well, and one other thing, though, it's an 18 cubic box that's in the lobby if you want to donate. There's an actual box there in the lobby today.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
How did you know?
I just walked right past it.
Oh, excellent. Okay,
Yeah.
And that's what I get for coming in the other way, the back door.
Well, you have the special entrance into the green room.
I don't know if it's a different entrance.
Yeah. I have to go through the common area. I don't have backstage passes like you.
Yeah,
Yes.
There you go. See, the problem is I go through the front door, then I'm late coming back here.
That's right.
Everything has a purpose. It just doesn't always seem that way.
Very good point.
Yeah. So, okay, I don't want Reggie to miss out on giving any of his amazing weather segment because this is legit memorized. Like no notes, no nothing. So hit it.
Thank you. You're going to toss it over to me. All right.
You're welcome. I'm going to toss it.
All right. Well, perfect. Let's cue up that first map. And so the great news is because typically in Texas, especially in July, it's very boring when it comes to the weather. But we are going to be experiencing a unique situation this week, actually tomorrow, a rare frontal passage here in July. And because of that, and that's the reason I'm bringing up the map, is we're going to have some rain, especially tomorrow. Okay. The dynamics are going to be most favorable east of the I-35 corridor, which is great. So we have good southerly flow into the thunderstorms that will be moving south from Oklahoma and the Red River late tonight into tomorrow morning. And you'll notice, so here in South Central, we're going to be about 0.7 inches of rain here through the day tomorrow. You go further east in Dallas at City Temple, we're going to be around an inch. Now we move back out to the west in Johnson County, Burleson, you're going to be at about 0.4, so a little under half an inch of rain, and the same there in Keene as well. So more rain as you go further east because of the upper level dynamics is going to be more favorable for thunderstorms.
Okay.
So good news there, we get some much needed rain. Now, let's take a look at that second map, and we're going to look at the forecast for the summer. Now, we're very fortunate because I was really worried, and I'm going to put a plug in for the Arlington Life weather team.
Oh,
we nailed the winter forecast.
Oh, yes, you did.
So,
yes, you did.
but now it's summer, and anybody can predict the summer because it's a very typical summer.
But don't tell us little mediocre folk that, because we don't know that. So you can just seem even more amazing. So go ahead.
Okay. So the summer is, now we're very fortunate because typically in a La Nina summer, it's very hot and dry, but that's not the case this year because of the Madden-Julian oscillation has been very active and kept the summer pretty temperate.
Okay, so
And
wait a minute. So say that again. The
the
what?
Madden-Julian oscillation.
What does that mean in
So it's the
layman's terms?
activity of weather that occurs in the Indian Ocean. So heavy thunderstorm activity actually impacts the weather here in the U.S. And it has 8 phases that it can go through, and that impacts the weather here. And those phases can adjust the weather depending on the time of year. So, for instance, the last 4 winters, the Madden-Julian oscillation muted our winter here. That's why it was so warm. This winter, it was non-existent, and that's why we actually had a winter this year.
Oh, look at that. See, ladies and gentlemen, a wealth
See, you're
of
getting me
knowledge.
going, and
I know,
we got
right?
a time limit here. So
I don't know. Talk until they tell us to
well,
stop.
we got to bring Genesis on. I mean, we got to get to
that's right.
Genesis.
That's
So
right. Okay.
to quickly wrap this up, what we'll say next is it's basically going to be pretty average moving forward, upper 90s for the most part as we're going to finish out this month into August. So luckily, I don't think a lot of heat like what we originally thought. And then hopefully next month we can start teasing the winter forecast. I will say this winter, it won't be as cold, but the Northeast could be the epicenter of cold moving into this next winter.
Good to know.
Good to know.
Okay.
Hopefully we'll have more information next month if I'm brought back, and
Okay.
we'll talk more about it then.
Every month, we have to have it. Every month, Herman weather segment. Right, yes, okay.
Okay.
So what are we doing?
So we need to tee up that video.
Tee up the video.
Yes.
All right.
Yes, so
There's
let's do that. Let's tee up the
cue.
video, and we'll bring Genesis back, and we'll have a great discussion with him.
Excellent.
All right, we're back. Genesis,
Hey,
good to
Reggie.
see you.
Nice
So
to
it's
be
good
here.
to actually see you. I think it's been about a year since I've seen you, maybe a year and a half.
Possibly.
But-
I've seen you running.
Yes.
A lot of running.
Well, and that's what I was going to say is what's interesting with you, we would randomly run into each other. Like the first
Yeah.
time I met you was in Norman, Oklahoma. Do you remember that? We randomly ran into each other in a
we
hotel
did.
lobby.
Yeah, I think you were doing something.
Yeah, I was traveling for business. You were doing
Yeah,
the same
that's
thing,
right,
and
that's
that was
right,
That's
exactly.
what I like about this church. You can run
Yeah.
into people all across the country. I think the
Exactly.
furthest I've ran into people is in North Carolina. Actually,
Wow,
I ran
that
into a
is-
member.
that is a long
But
time.
I used to run into you all the time in Oklahoma.
For sure. Yeah.
And then obviously seeing you out and around because this man is a serious
Cedar Hill.
biker. You love to
Cedar
get out
Hill,
on the
yeah.
bike. So
Yeah,
seeing
for
you
sure.
around, it's good to see you here now in church,
For
so we can
sure.
have a discussion.
Yes,
so
sir.
thank you for joining us today.
I appreciate it. Appreciate it.
All right. Well, Genesis, let's talk a little bit. So what really brought you here to the church, and when was that? When did you actually arrive here, your family, and you came to the Arlington church?
Sure. I think it was sometime in '98 where
Okay.
we lived in Southern California at the time, and it was a job. It was a job move with Abbott Laboratories, and so they moved us here, and we've never looked back. So we love it at Arlington, and we love just the weather and everything. I know you were talking about that today.
Well, yeah, I love the weather, obviously, too.
Yeah,
but,
for
well,
sure.
good.
It's good for running and biking.
To be active, absolutely. Well, I didn't realize it's been since 1998. Okay,
Yeah,
that's quite a while. And
yeah.
and your kids, how old were they when you moved here then?
We just had one, and he was Christian.
Yeah.
6 years old or
Okay.
something. Yeah.
Okay.
My wife would probably know.
Give us more details on it.
Yeah, exactly.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, good.
Yeah.
Well, great. Once again, it's great that you're here. Great that your
sure.
family's here. I know y'all been a part of this church for a long time.
Yeah.
So let's talk a little bit about some of the ministries that you've been a part of. In particular, let's talk about Joshua's Men. And so both you and I have been in Joshua's Men. I think it's been a blessing to me. I know it's been a blessing to
for
you.
sure, for
It's
sure.
something that Pastor Tom is very passionate about and actually started back in 2013.
Yeah.
I'm
And
very
you
impressed.
were one of the first.
I think I
guys
was.
that went through.
Yeah, about 2015 is when I went through it. So
Nice.
let me toss it over to you and let you kind of talk about what it is and how people get
Sure.
involved with Joshua's Men.
Well, Joshua's Men, I think, is probably, arguably, probably the best kept secret in the church. A lot of it is word of mouth, and basically, Joshua's Men is really for guys that are looking to improve, to get better, to get, like they say, between winning and losing, there's like a 1% difference. So a lot of the guys are hungry to get better. They want to develop. What it is, though, is actually a band of brothers that we just connect. We're able to share with each other. I mean, we have wives and, some of the guys have girlfriends, but having the guys together as one unit, as one entity, I mean, the whole is really, more than the sum. And so we're able to share with each other, grow spiritually. We do have yearly gatherings,
Yep,
like
alumni. Yep.
Lake Whitney's was really fun, and we cry, we share, we pray together. I mean, it's been a blessing. That you can actually ask the wives, and they'll tell you what is made, what kind of difference their husbands have had, what kind of impact they've had on their family.
Yeah.
And a lot of them will kind of just say, "Wow, thank you."
Yeah.
It's been great. If you ask the wives, if just feedback from them is just fantastic. And me personally, I've grown a lot from it, and just having those guys near me is not just a blessing, but they've helped me in more ways than none.
Yeah, absolutely. And one thing I would add to that, too, that there's a lot of things that go into that, because there's an actual curriculum that you do. I mean, is it about, I think it's a year worth of work that you go through, and you meet with this group of men. It's great. But I would say there's a lot of benefit that comes to leadership.
For sure.
You learn a lot, and I would say, to your point, there's a great amount of things that you can learn on how you can contribute and lead your family and work within the family unit, but also there's things that can apply in the professional realm.
For
and
sure.
I thought that was really great about that group is that there's a lot of great personal application, but also you can apply it in your professional realm too. And so I think it's a really great program. So
John Maxwell is one of the authors that we study, and that's part of the curriculum, and a lot of it has to do with leadership, and it's not just leadership from a like corporate perspective, but community, church, family. I mean, how to influence your kids, how to talk to your wife in a more meaningful way. That is a big impact. Some of the guys that I've gone through were able to turn around marriages, turn around relationships. I mean, just it's fantastic. Yeah.
Right. Well, and that's the thing too. I think sometimes as men, we are sometimes reactionary. And this really teaches you to be proactive and to be intentional. And I think that's very important, especially nowadays.
Yeah.
We have to be very intentional on how we interact with our family, how we interact with our wives, how we interact with our children. I mean, it's called for us to take those kind of steps. And,
For sure.
and so you would definitely agree with that it's helpful to be very intentional in your approach.
Yeah, my co-leader right now, Tyler Bray, he's rather shy. And after going Joshua's Men, I mean, he's leading it. I mean, he's like a rock star. And so he's got a lot of great ideas on how to connect. Actually, some of the guys, the first 2 or 3 meetings, they would not say a thing. And then after that, they get super comfortable, and they're just opening up. So it's fantastic. They're connecting. And the thing is, too, the communication with their wives and their kids has improved as well. So
There's so many
things.
So many good things there. I mean, it's really, I can't say enough. It's really great. I'm really glad to see that you've been involved. So how many years now have you been helping at least either lead or support this ministry?
Quite a few years, I would say. So you were
2015.
2015. So I think maybe 2016 was when I think it was maybe a year or 2 after you. So since then, I've been either helping lead or being a co-leader with the group, sharing just all sorts of experiences. We've had guys. I mean, it's a huge cross section of guys from, young guys
Right.
in their 20s, to guys who have retired and in between. We've had professionals. We've had, blue collar. The thing I like about it is that when you go in, you leave your ego at the door, and you come together and you create. It's just very synergistic. And so I think that's one thing that if I were to go back, because I'm up there in age, I've got college kids, but if I were to go back and give myself advice, if I was in my 30s or whatever, I would actually recommend Josh's Men, because there's so many resources that you can draw from, and it just gives you that additional energy that you didn't know you had. I mean, it changes your life.
So you hit on, there's a couple of things you hit on, but let's touch on this right now. One thing I do want to mention to the audience is one of the expectations coming out of the program is that you then lead a group moving forward, right? So that is an expectation.
Very true, very true. Now some folks, they may be busy, but there's a good amount of guys who have led, and I've co-led with them because they want me to be with them. It's very life-changing. They've been able to, I mean, like I said, if you ask their wives, they will have a big smile on their face and say, wow, this has been the greatest thing. And the thing too is some of the guys that kind of teeter on whether they should join or not, if I approach their wife, they'll say, yes, have him join. He needs this, Genesis. So it's been great. The feedback from them has been amazing.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, that speaks volumes when you have a significant other see the change and see the benefit. I mean, those are the kind of things that we want to be impactful here in this church and have those type of ministries.
For
now,
sure.
I'll say this here. Let's kind of quickly talk about this. Now, in the past, I don't want to call it, it's been somewhat of a secret society where you would have to be approached. It wasn't something that you could actually apply for. You would be approached. The previous attendees from the year before would search out and have God put on their heart on who they would need to approach.
For sure.
But really now moving forward, from my understanding, we're changing kind of our approach because we want to broaden and allow more people in. Is that correct?
Yes, and I think that's why we're having this forum to be able to share Joshua's Men, to be able to draw out guys who are looking for that 1%. They want to get just a little bit better. I can tell you this, when I first started riding my bike, if I rode by myself, I would not be to the level that I am now because the guys pushed me and they drove me to be better. So now I'm doing 100 miles, last week. Jason Moses and I did, 100K. I mean, that's 67, 68
That's
miles.
impressive, yeah.
So with Joshua's Men, there's a parallel to that. It gets you into a groove where you're involved with the guys, and then it opens up more opportunities for you to grow as a man and to be valued as a person. And so, we start, I think sometime in January. And so, feel free to, approach Reggie or myself if you want to join. We'll be able to, get you started.
Absolutely. Yeah, so I would definitely say be in prayerful consideration about that right now.
For sure.
And then, like you say, Genesis, approach you or myself or Pastor Tom.
Yeah.
I think the hope is also we're going to start seeing this ministry expand to other churches here in the state. This is endorsed by the conference. So this has been a very successful ministry that Pastor Tom has been a part of. And I have to give you a lot of credit as well, Genesis, because I know you've been a big part of it as well in the success. And I just appreciate you putting your personal time and energy into this as well.
Well, I appreciate you having me here. Tom has actually, he's done a lot of things in expanding the Josh's Men ministry. In fact, I think it was in Bryan, Texas, just a couple of weeks ago or so. So there's actually there's a group out in Canada as well. So it's starting to grow, that's good to see.
Yep,
definitely.
Exactly. All right, well, unfortunately, we've come to the end here. I know it was kind of a wild morning here. We had some technical issues, but I think
you and Deborah were the big show.
We got through it. I once again really appreciate the time.
Oh, for sure.
If you have any questions about Joshua's Men, Genesis is your point person. He has all the information, great source of information, but we really do hope that if this sounds something that interests you, that you pray about it, and you really do consider it here as we move into 2022. Okay. Well, with that,
thank you.
We're gonna end it up. Once again, thank you for joining today.
Appreciate it.
Thank you, audience, for joining today. We're getting ready to start YG. Also, Sabbath School starts here at 10:15. So hopefully, those of you that are on your way, you're able to make that, and then Mosaic will start at 11:30. Everyone have a great week and happy Sabbath once
Happy
again.
Sabbath.